Okay, before I get too carried away, there's one thing I forgot in all the ruckus here in my apartment. There is a Hugh Darrow ebook here, and it's very important because that's probably the last one, or close to the, yeah, it's the second to last one that we're going to get here in the Detroit City Hub area. So now that that's taken care of, we can now finally leave for good. Sorry, I just forgot about that. So anyway, go ahead and cut ahead back on the streets here. And welcome back to Let's Play Deus Ex 3. So now we're going to be, since that was part of the main quest to go up there, we're now going to get a message saying we have a street informant that wants to give us information. I wonder who that could be. The hint is pretty obvious, but I won't mention it until we actually get to the person, then it'll be even more obvious.
I'll look into it. Oh, and it's Cholo.
So, but right now I want to go this path so I can sneak my way into Derelict Row, which is where the Derelict Row ballers live. Such a awful, awful name. God, it's insultingly bad. Anyway, there's a quick demonstration of the super armor-piercing, deadly, super silenced pistol there, and its great awesomeness, and, I don't want to pick up any machine gun rounds for now, but I might pick up some machine pistol later on, because I have some spare inventory space for the time being. But I kind of want to do mostly stealth through here. Now, there's an optional path you can take right here. I'm going the side entrance into Derelict Row, but if you go with that fire escape there and you have the punch through walls augmentation, you can go up to the very top and punch your way into one of the upper levels there and skip a ton of this level. And, that's a really good idea, although I obviously don't have that at this point in the game.
How can I help you, Francis?
So, don't worry about that. So anyway, I'm in here for two reasons. One, this is actually part of the main quest, because we have to go and shut down the signal relay that's in here, which is causing some kind of interference or something. I don't know, and, I think it's the one that, oh yeah, I remember what it does now. I'm not going to spoil it, though. Anyway, the, other reason is this is also part of the O'Malley side quest. We have to go in here and find the weapon stash and make sure that it's confirmed that it exists in here. We don't have to plant the crossbow in here like he intended us to do. That's optional if we wanted to keep the crossbow. But I don't think there's any benefit to actually putting the crossbow in there. Now, as you can see, I failed the... there's a bonus objective there for going through the entirety of Derelict Row without being detected. That's part of the side quest. And you get like a bonus for that. It might be some bonus credits, I think, which I'm not really too crazy about. I mean, I did it once before in my pacifist run, but it's very hard to do because as soon as an enemy even sees you, it's over. So you'd have to reload your save as soon as they even see you, and it's very hard to do. It's not like trying to prevent enemies from setting off alarms for the Foxiest of the Hounds achievement. It's way harder than that because, like I said, an enemy can still see you and they might not necessarily set off an alarm, especially in areas that don't have alarms, like this one, for instance, does not have alarms. So there are parts of the game where you're going for that achievement and it doesn't matter how you go about fighting the enemies because there's no alarms in the area that can be set off. Now, you can go through here full stealth. I'm going to sort of switch it up and go between stealth and stealth combat here because I want to demonstrate the totally badass silenced pistol, which right now is almost as good as it'll ever be. I still need to get a laser sight for it, and then it will be complete. And all other upgrades to it will be completely superfluous after that. It'll be about as good as I can get. I mean, sure, there will be things like damage upgrades and capacity upgrades and stuff like that that'll be... just irrelevant next to the awesomeness of the armor piercing plus silencer plus laser sight. Now, a good stealth path, if you want to go straight through, is to go behind these crates over here. There's also, you also go in those side buildings there. There's more guys in there if you want to fight them. There's also a Hugh Darrow ebook over there, but I'll be getting that on the way out. And if not later in the game when I come back here. Because I will have this, unfortunately, due to my completely random and reckless strategy of completing these objectives for the side quest and the main quest in a non-linear fashion for the sake of convenience and not having to backtrack, I will still have to backtrack to this place because the signal relay we're supposed to shut down, if we shut it down and we leave using the main quest's objective, then that'll end this sequence of being in downtown Detroit, so we won't be able to finish our side quests. Now over here is the weapon stash, so we can go ahead and steal all these guys if we want. Go ahead and steal the frag grenade and the pistol, the weapon upgrade, and the combat rifle. And I guess I'll take the machine pistol as well, just so I can have that on me. I might sell it again later or something. And there's the crate with O'Malley's weapon stash. I don't think that actually gives us anything that we, it doesn't actually give us an actual item, but I want to go ahead and use... Let's see, this is a capacity upgrade. I might as well go ahead and use it on the combat rifle there, because we could use a bigger clip for that. It only has a 20-round clip right now, which is pretty small for an assault rifle in a video game. Now, this is a sewer entrance right here. This will lead back out to the outside of Derelict Row. This is another optional way you could have gotten in here, but and it is a pretty stealthy way of getting in here if you chose to go that way. But there are some guys that are pretty hard to get by, and I'll be showing that off on my way out. But I prefer the more direct way, honestly. Plus, I need to get that Hugh Darrow book, which will be soon enough. But I just love that about this game, how many alternate paths there are through levels. I mean, it just feels so replayable and so dynamic and so well designed, yet still feeling very video gamey and old school like the original Deus Ex. You know, it feels like a game that keeps up with it. That's a style that seems timeless in my opinion. Like, no matter how more games focus on story and the dialogue thing and morality and stuff like that, there's still going to be that just going through levels and discovering all the alternate paths is still going to be the best part of the game. This guy right here will go over and take a leak in the corner. We can go ahead and assassinate him while he's busy with that. Definitely not a good time to well, he got almost literally caught with his pants down, but and he has more ammo for us. We're going to go and hide him over here. Another machine pistol up here. Now these guys, if you are trying to go for the bonus to not get alerted by anybody, this part is a pain in the ass, because this first guy, if you're using the tranq rifle, which is what you'll probably want to do for that part, and you hit the first guy in the head and knock him out like that, the second guy is going to be walking towards you. So if he sees you before you knock him out, it's over, and you got to reload your latest save. But since I've already failed that and I don't really care, I can go ahead and just shoot him. Even that brief second there when it showed my radar was hostile, that would not have been enough time for him to alert other enemies or set off an alarm if there were alarms in this level. But just for that one specific objective there, it's enough to fail it. And this is the only time in the game where something like that is that sensitive to failure. A lot of other times in the game, if there's like an alarm or something, or if there's enemies nearby that can be alerted, they'll be a lot more forgiving than that. But I guess the only reason why you'd want to go for that is just if you're a perfectionist. But it may seem like I have an overabundance of inventory space right now, but I don't. I'm saving it up for some stuff. You can probably figure out what it is, but I feel no shame in carrying around the machine pistol for the time being, just to have something while I have this much space. And I do, like I said before, I do recommend the machine pistol because it is the most plentiful ammo in the game for it, and it has about the same upgrades as the assault rifle does. So right here there are some mines on the wall. I don't know if I've talked about mines before yet, but you can manually disable them if you walk up close to them enough. But it's basically like in Splinter Cell, where you have to walk really, really slowly and then disable them, and then you can pick them up and use them for your own. But a lot of times what I just do is that was really close. Yeah, if you move even a slight amount of speed and you jar forward a little bit, that can cause them to detonate. And but we can replace them in other places. Obviously, the frag mines are going to be completely useless if you're doing a pacifist run, but you can pick up mine templates and combine them with regular grenades and make mines of all different kinds. You know, EMP, concussion, and gas. Although I find that a bit useless because, or at least in my opinion, I mean, they have a lot of strategic value, but they hold 2 inventory spaces when a regular grenade only has 1, and you can just use the grenade whenever you want it. So it just seems useless to me to have something that takes up twice the inventory space and to have it be only activated on response to an enemy coming close to it. Just seems very counterproductive to me. But anyway, they do have their uses though, and there will be a few that are already assembled that you can pick up later in the game, and I will be using them whenever they're available. But that's one thing that is probably an interesting idea for you to toy around with if you want to, is carrying around mine templates. But I will not be carrying around mine templates in this game. I do admit that it's probably a good idea, and then if you want to experiment with it, I really don't blame you, but I will not, like I said, I will not be carrying around mine templates, and I will be selling them whenever I acquire them. So I went ahead and shut down the signal relay there. Now we're overlooking the courtyard we were just in earlier over Derelict Row. And since we've done that, we now have, and we've completed the side quest parts of this level. I now want to backtrack out of here and get that Hugh Darrow ebook. Well, I might get the Hugh Darrow ebook on the way back into this place, because I'll have to come back in here eventually when I leave, because I don't want to leave using Malik and her chopper yet, because that will further the story and it will prevent me from being able to finish the side quests. And there's a decent demonstration of the machine pistol's effectiveness at range, because you know, this is definitely no Call of Duty, but enemies still die with relatively little shots to the head, if not just one with these light enemies here. Now, it's mainly just because these guys have next to no health at all. But I'm going to cut ahead here to the where I escaped through the sewers here, because I wanted to show that area through backtracking. So I'll get the Hugh Darrow ebook later, because I'm going to be coming back through here anyway. But just remember, that's the last one in this level, so should have all the others in the Detroit City Hub. Now this is where it becomes tricky, because this is a quicker way to get deeper into Derelict Row. I still think the way using the punch through walls AUG is the best way, but that also requires AUGs that I probably will not have at this point in the game for a while. So what I want to do is trank this guy, and the other two guys should come over to him and see what's up, and then I can use that as an opportunity to take them out. You know, normally I would just try to get them away, get them to a point where I can get around them, but I couldn't get past their line of sight here, so I just decided to try and rifle all three of them. I mean, I've got a decent amount of ammo to spare, because I know where to find the ammo after using the trank rifle so much in my previous runs. That guy had a pocket secretary. Let's see what it has. It has a code to something. I don't know what the code is for, though, but I'm sure it's useful, as they always are. So there's one other guy over here, and I feel no shame in just taking him out. But yeah, if you're going for the peaceful run, or the pacifist run, whatever you want to call it, then this might be an interesting way to go. But I still say it's just way too hard to get past these guys. And if you're trying to go for that bonus thing to be able to get through the place without being detected, then it's also a very tricky spot to go into. I mean, the stun gun would be good really good here as well. Oh, those guys are just regular civilians too. And when we pop out here, we're going to be outside of the actual Derelict Row level itself, but we're still going to be in the entrance area, and there's still going to be guys out here. So they are going to want to kill us on sight as soon as they can. So we're going to run like hell for the way that we came in. We can also leave on the street exit there, back where what's her name was when we first got the O'Malley side quest, but I think that's a little bit more oh, there's some pistol ammo here. That's a little bit more of a dangerous path, and I guess I can go ahead and take the machine pistol now that I'm already carrying it. So yeah, we finally went into Derelict Row. You happy now? But yeah, it may seem like we can kill those guys relatively easily using shots from the machine pistol to the head and stuff like that, but there will be enemies later in the game that will be much, much tougher and have a lot more armor, and they will just be able to eat bullets like crazy. But there are still ways of killing them extremely easily, just depending on the right weapon. So weapons like the machine pistol will not be powerful all throughout the game. That's why the game is going to introduce more weapons to us later on. So let's see, I may want to go ahead and just hacks my way into this weapons locker here, because by the time I come back here, it'll just be way too late in the game to even get anything beneficial from it. So I'm going to look up the code real quick.